In our lives today, stress often feels like a constant companion. It is the low-grade hum in the background of our days. It is the tension in our shoulders as we sit in traffic. It is the racing thoughts that keep us awake long after the lights are out. We tell ourselves this is just the price of a full life. A busy life is a good life, we think. But is it? This persistent pressure, this feeling of being constantly on, is not just a side effect of modern living. It is a significant challenge to our happiness and health. It slowly erodes our patience, our creativity, and our ability to find joy in the small moments that make up a life. The world moves faster than ever before. Technology, meant to connect us and make life easier, often tethers us to an endless stream of demands. An email from the boss arrives at 9 p.m. A notification from a school parent group buzzes during a family dinner. A news alert flashes with more worrying information. We are always reachable, always available, and the line between work and home has blurred into non-existence. We are living in a state of perpetual alert, waiting for the next thing that requires our attention. The first step to a calmer, happier life is to simply acknowledge this hum. By looking honestly at the stress in our lives, we can begin the important work of turning down the volume. We can start to find the quiet spaces where we can once again hear our own thoughts and truly live, not just manage. The feeling of being overwhelmed often stems from a simple yet profound mismatch. We have too many roles and not enough time. Think of a typical day. One moment you are a high-performing employee analyzing data and leading a team meeting. The next, you are a parent negotiating screen time rules and checking homework. An hour later, you are a child to an aging parent scheduling a doctor's visit or researching elder care options. We are constantly switching hats, and each role comes with its own set of responsibilities and expectations. This is role overload, and it is a primary driver of modern stress. It is the feeling of being pulled in a dozen different directions at once with the fear that you are not succeeding in any of them. Work pressure, in particular, has intensified. In today's competitive corporate world, the demand for productivity is relentless. We are expected to do more with less to be innovative and to be constantly available. The 9-to-5 workday is a relic for many work bleeds into evenings, weekends, and even vacations. This always-on culture creates immense psychological strain. We are thinking about a work deadline while playing with our kids, and we are worrying about a sick parent while sitting in a board meeting. This fragmentation of our attention is not just inefficient. It is deeply dissatisfying and a core reason why so many of us feel chronically stressed and unhappy. While stress is a universal human experience, it often wears a different face for women. For generations, society has cast women in the role of primary caregiver and household manager. Even as women have entered the workforce in record numbers and achieved professional success, those traditional expectations haven't disappeared. They've been added on top of a full-time job. This is called the second shift, unpaid labor at home after the workday ends. It's cooking, cleaning, managing family schedules, providing emotional support. This double burden fuels chronic stress. The imbalance is amplified by the mental load, the invisible cognitive labor of running a household. Not just doing laundry, but knowing when detergent is running low. Not just making dinner, planning meals for the week, making the grocery list, keeping the kitchen stocked. That constant low-level planning steals mental bandwidth. It's exhausting and often goes unacknowledged, leaving women tired, unseen, and unappreciated. At work, women face additional challenges that compound stress. Subtle biases, a persistent gender pay gap, fewer chances for senior advancement. Many feel they must work harder to prove competence, especially after children. Building a happier life starts with recognizing this imbalance and advocating for supportive, equitable structures at home and work. A unique and increasingly common form of stress is the one faced by the sandwich generation. This term aptly describes individuals, usually in their 40s and 50s, who find themselves sandwiched between the demands of raising their own children and the growing need to care for their aging parents. It is a position of immense love and responsibility, but also one of profound emotional strain, physical strain, and financial strain. One day you are attending a parent-teacher conference for your teenager, and the next you are accompanying your mother to a cardiology appointment. You are managing two generations of needs, often while trying to maintain a demanding career. The emotional toll of this dual caregiving role is immense. There is the constant worry about your parents' health and safety, and the sadness of watching them lose their independence. This grief is often paired with daily parenting pressures, like navigating adolescent challenges or managing the logistics of a young family. The emotional whiplash can be jarring. You might feel guilty that you are not doing enough for your parents, and simultaneously guilty that you are not as present for your children as you would like to be. There is a pervasive sense of being spread too thin, leaving you drained and depleted. Beyond the emotional weight, the practical and financial pressures are enormous. Caring for an elderly parent often involves a mountain of administrative tasks, managing medications. Recognizing the immense pressure of this role is the first step. Seeking support and learning to set boundaries is not a luxury. It's survival for your well-being. Our workplaces play a huge role in our overall well-being. When they lack supportive policies, they become a major source of stress. Many corporate environments still operate on an outdated model that assumes employees have support at home handling personal responsibilities. But honestly, this model is no longer a reality for most people. A lack of flexibility, like rigid work hours and strict in-office mandates, makes managing life's unpredictable demands incredibly difficult. A child getting sick at school or a parent having a medical emergency can trigger a crisis when there's no built-in flexibility. The absence of paid family leave and adequate sick days creates an impossible choice for many workers. When an elderly parent has a fall or a newborn needs care, employees without paid leave are forced to sacrifice their income, use up precious vacation time, or return to work before they or their family are ready. This adds immense financial and emotional stress during already difficult times. It sends a clear message that the organization does not value the employee as a whole person, but only as a unit of productivity. This lack of a safety net can lead to feelings of resentment, disengagement, and a constant fear of life's next unexpected event. Furthermore, a workplace culture that discourages taking time off. For a happier, healthier life, we need more than just individual coping strategies. We need a fundamental shift in our workplaces that fosters loyalty, resilience, and success for everyone. When you feel like you are drowning in responsibilities, taking back control of your time is one of the most powerful things you can do. It begins with a simple but profound shift in mindset. Your calendar is not just a list of obligations, it is a reflection of your priorities. The first step is to get a clear picture of where your time is actually going. For 1 week, track your activities. Be honest. How much time is spent in meetings, on emails, running errands, or scrolling through your phone? This simple act of observation without judgment will reveal where your most valuable resource, your time, is being invested. You might be surprised by what you find. Once you have this clarity, you can begin to prioritize with intention. A helpful tool is the Eisenhower matrix, which divides tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. Focus your energy on what is truly important, especially those tasks that are not yet urgent. These are often the activities that contribute most to your long-term goals and happiness, like planning a family vacation or starting a new exercise routine. Delegation is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of smart leadership, both at work and at home. At home, delegation is about sharing the load. Hold a family meeting to divide household chores. Have an open conversation with your partner about sharing the mental load of planning and organizing. Finally, learn the power of the word no. But every yes is also a no to something else. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It is how you protect your time and energy for the people and activities that truly bring you happiness and fulfillment. In the whirlwind of our busy lives, we often put ourselves last on the list. The kids are fed, the project is submitted, our parents' prescriptions are filled, but we neglect our own fundamental needs. This is a mistake. Self-care is not selfish. It is essential. Think of the safety announcement on an airplane. You must put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others. If you run out of oxygen, you cannot help anyone. If you are running on empty, you have nothing left to give to your job, your family, your community. Prioritizing your own well-being is the most important investment you can make. Physical activity is one of the most effective antidotes to stress. A brisk 20-minute walk during your lunch break, a weekend bike ride with your family, or a few simple stretches in the morning. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood elevators. It helps to clear your mind, reduce the physical tension that builds up from stress, and improve the quality of your sleep. What you put into your body has a direct impact on your mood and energy levels. When we are stressed, it is easy to reach for sugary snacks, excessive caffeine, or processed foods for a quick burst of energy. However, this often leads to a crash, leaving us feeling even more tired and irritable. Instead, focus on nourishing your body with whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Staying hydrated by drinking plenty of water throughout the day can also combat fatigue and improve mental clarity. Finally, never underestimate the restorative power of rest. Our society often glorifies busyness and treats sleep as a luxury. But sleep is a biological necessity. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. We are not meant to navigate life's challenges alone. As social creatures, our connections are a fundamental source of strength. When stressed, our instinct might be to withdraw, feeling like a burden. However, this is precisely when we need our support systems the most. A strong network of family and friends is a powerful buffer against stress. Sharing our struggles with someone who listens without judgment reminds us we're not isolated and can make our burdens feel instantly lighter. Within the family, especially for couples, open communication is key. Move beyond assumptions and have conversations about dividing labor. A fair system prevents resentment and reduces stress for everyone. For single parents, a chosen family of friends and relatives can provide a similar safety net of practical help and emotional solidarity. Friendships are also a vital source of joy and perspective. Spending time with friends who make us laugh and offer a different viewpoint is incredibly restorative. Social connection releases oxytocin, a hormone that promotes bonding and counteracts the stress hormone cortisol. Make time for these connections even when busy. A quick call or coffee date can be a powerful anchor. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Nurturing your support system is one of the greatest secrets to a happier, less stressful life. In the relentless pursuit of productivity, we often forget the importance of activities that simply bring us joy. Leisure is not laziness. It is a vital component of a balanced and happy life. It is about engaging in activities for their own sake, not because they are useful or productive, but because they are fun, interesting, relaxing. What did you love to do as a child? Painting, playing a musical instrument, building models, or getting lost in a good book. Reconnecting with these hobbies can be a powerful way to de-stress. These activities allow us to enter a state of flow, where we are so absorbed in what we are doing that we lose track of time and our worries fade into the background. Spiritual practices can also serve as a profound anchor in turbulent times. This does not necessarily mean religion, though for many, faith communities provide immense comfort and support. Spirituality can be found in many forms. A daily meditation practice, which has been scientifically shown to reduce stress and improve focus. Spending time in nature, feeling a sense of connection to something larger than yourself. Practicing gratitude by keeping a journal of the good things in your life. These practices help to cultivate a sense of inner peace and perspective. The key is to carve out dedicated time for these restorative activities. Schedule them into your calendar, just as you would a business meeting or a dentist appointment. If you wait for the perfect time to relax or pursue a hobby, it will never come. Start small. Even 10 minutes a day dedicated to something that nourishes your spirit can have a cumulative positive effect on your well-being. Ultimately, building a calmer, happier life is about creating a rich and varied tapestry that provides the contrast that makes the whole picture more beautiful. And they are the secret to not just surviving, but truly thriving.